Before we get started with this video, I want to thank Brian from GQ Jewelers. They're located in San Diego, California. And if you know anything about this channel, is that I like to support local businesses. GQ Jewelers will lend me watches from time to time. I get to make content and hopefully you guys will support them in return. I'll leave a link to their website and social media accounts in the description. In the 1960s, Seiko announced itself on the international sports timing stage with a whole new generation of high-precision equipment that was enthusiastically endorsed by many international sports federations and used to capture elapsed time at many of the world's leading sports events. In 1969, Seiko introduced the Seiko Speedtimer with the innovative caliber 6139. It was the world's first automatic chronograph with a column wheel and vertical clutch. Two devices that deliver real improvements in the measurement of elapsed time in a wristwatch and are still found in high functionality chronographs. Today we will be taking a look at the SSC939. I previously reviewed the yellow dial version and it was a banger. Today we're taking a look at a dial that's beautiful but a lot more subtle for everyday use. Let's get into the specs of the watch. The case and bracelet are constructed of 3/16 stainless steel. The case measures in at 41.4 millimeters. It's 45.9 millimeters from lug to lug. The thickness comes in at 13 millimeters, and in between the lugs, 21 millimeters. Protecting the dial, we do find a domed sapphire crystal. Thank you, Seiko. With inner AR, the watch has a water resistance of 100 meters, and the entire watch with the incised bracelet does weigh in at 164 grams. The dial is gray and has this beautiful sun ray effect to it. In low light conditions, it looks dark gray, but when the light hits it, you get all shades of gray. The chronograph function measures up to 60 minutes of elapsed time in 1/5 second increments and includes a split time function. If you love Speedmasters, the bezel has a very similar look to it, but it's finished in this really cool navy blue color. The dial features 3 subdials including 24-hour and power reserve indicators and a day calendar. I'm not a huge fan of 4 o'clock date windows, but thanks to the date wheel somewhat matching the color of the dial, darker tone, it doesn't look half as bad. I also like the patina look of the indices and hands. The Lumibright glows very nice and has been applied in the indices and hands. As I always say, Seiko in my opinion has the brightest lume in the business. Let me know what you think. On my 6 7/8 inch wrist, the watch wears good and really reminds me of when I wear the Speedmaster Professional. I mean, this watch weighs about 30 grams more and the shape is completely different, but for whatever reason I really like this one and wouldn't mind adding one to my personal collection in the future. I just can't decide on which dial color. The bracelet in typical Seiko fashion is not great, but it's well constructed. We do find a tri-fold push button release clasp that's been signed with the Seiko logo and it's very easy to operate. One of the biggest negatives for me with this watch, and honestly the reason I haven't added it to my collection, it's a 21 millimeter lug width. There's not a huge selection in the market for that size, and to me, that's a big miss. The watch is powered by the Seiko Solar V192 movement with a 6-month power reserve. I think everyone, including myself, need a watch that can be a grab and go piece. This movement has a frequency of 32,768 Hz and has an accuracy of ±15 seconds per month. This watch is going to run you about $700 and I think is priced fairly. Now, look around, you could probably find deals. Look, if you're in the market for a chronograph with history, reliability, but you're not looking to break the bank, this watch is a great choice. It's not perfect. I do wish the lugs were 20 millimeters. I'm not a huge fan of the 4 o'clock date position. The lume could be a little brighter. I mean, it's bright, but not bright enough. And the watch should be slimmer, given to the fact that this is in essence a quartz watch. But overall, I really like this one, and more specifically the dial. I think it's stunning. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go support my friends over at GQ Jewelers. If you help them, and they keep sending me watches, and I can create content for you guys. Also support me. You can help by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment, and if it's not too much to ask, please recommend my channel to other watch enthusiasts. Thank you all so much for the support. Be safe out there and stay humble.